All right, so what if I told you that some of the best advice for our crazy modern lives actually comes from a poem that's, get this, 400 years old? Sounds a little crazy, but that's exactly what we're going to dive into today. I mean, you know the feeling, right? That sense that time is just slipping through your fingers. You blink and suddenly it's Friday. Your to-do list just keeps growing, and you're left thinking, wait, where did the week go? It's a universal pressure. We all feel it. Well, believe it or not, people were feeling that exact same thing 4 centuries ago. And this one famous line from a poem written way back in the 1600s might just be the key to figuring out how to handle it all. So let's jump in. We're going to break down this poem by Robert Herrick. But listen, we're not treating this like some dusty old piece of literature from English class. No, we're looking at it for what it really is, an urgent, totally timeless warning about how to live. Okay, so the poem gets straight to the point. It taps into this deep-seated fear that we all have, right? It's the simple, inescapable truth that our time is finite. We don't get forever. And once you really let that sink in, well, it changes everything. And to make this massive point, Herrick uses this absolutely brilliant, super simple metaphor that anyone can get. He takes our whole lives, our youth, our opportunities, and compares them to a single flower, a rosebud to be exact. And this line just cuts right to the heart of it. The poem gives you this beautiful image of a flower smiling in the sun. But then, bam, it reminds you that its beauty is incredibly temporary. It's here today, gone tomorrow. And just like that flower, our own best years, they have a deadline. So the metaphor is really a direct one-to-one comparison. It's pretty clever. The rosebud blooming for just a short time, that's our youth, right? It's fleeting. The fact that it's beautiful today, that's all about the opportunities we have right now. And the fact that it's going to wilt tomorrow, well, that's the tough reminder that those chances are going to disappear. Okay, so after setting up this powerful rosebud idea, the poem basically starts building its case. It looks around at all of nature to find more evidence, showing us that the cycle of life and death, of blooming and fading, it's happening literally everywhere. It's like nature has this relentless clock that never, ever stops. And for his next piece of evidence, Herrick points to the one thing you can always count on, the sun. He calls it the glorious lamp of heaven and describes its journey across the sky as a race. Think about that. A race that, from the moment it starts, is already on its way to being over. I mean, every single day tells the same short story, doesn't it? You've got the beginning at sunrise, a fresh start. Then you hit the peak, midday, the highest point of energy. And then, inevitably, comes the sunset. The race is over. The day is done. Every single day is like a miniature lifetime, and it's a constant reminder that the finish line is always getting closer. And then the poem takes that logic and applies it directly to us, to our lives. It lays out a pretty blunt timeline. It doesn't pull any punches. It says youth is the best time, when you're full of life and potential. But, and this is the harsh part, once that's gone, the poem says things just kind of go downhill from there.
All right, so the poem has done a great job of bumming us out, right? It's laid out the problem, time is running out, it's shown as the evidence in nature, so what are we supposed to do about it? This is where everything shifts, and the poem stops being a warning and starts giving us orders.
And this whole philosophy, this whole idea, can be summed up in two little words you've definitely heard before. Carpe diem. It's Latin for seize the day. The message is simple. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Do it now, because right now is the only thing you've actually got. So in the very last part of the poem, it switches gears from just observing the world to telling us exactly what to do. It's like the instruction manual for how to live, knowing that time is short. So let's break this down into modern terms, right? Be not coy, that just means stop being shy, stop hesitating. Use your time is a clear call to live on purpose, to be intentional. And go marry, well, you can take that literally, but it's also bigger than that. It means commit to things. Commit to people, to your goals, to life itself. Stop sitting on the sidelines. So, what does all this mean for us today in our busy lives? Let's bring this 400-year-old message right into the present. Because at the end of the day, this poem isn't really about flowers, is it? The rosebuds are a symbol for everything. The experiences, the people you love, the chances you get, the things you're passionate about. It's a timeless call to action to live a full life, A life with no regrets, where you don't look back and say, man, I wish I had. And it leaves us with one last really powerful warning. The word it uses is tarry, which is an old-fashioned way of saying to wait around or to delay. And the final message is this: if you miss your moment, if you let your best years slip by, you might just find yourself waiting forever for a second chance that is never going to come.
So ultimately, the poem hands the challenge directly to us. It's not about planning for some distant future. It's about right now, today. It forces every single one of us to ask a really important question. What rosebuds are out there for you to gather today?